We are live. Welcome. Enjoy.
Cardiovascular health. Find Super Beets Chews and the rest of the Super Beets line today at your local CVS.
There is a place that is spoken about only in whispers, a dark area that spawns the beginnings of urban legends, a place where anything can happen and usually does. During the light of day, it hides just outside of view, but when the sun goes down, spirits, creatures of the night, roam free, and things do go bump in the night. It is in every state and every country, and there is no escaping it, no matter how safe you feel behind your locked doors and latched windows. So we invite you to turn down the lights and turn up your radio while we join Dave Schrader and Tim Dennis, your hosts, on a journey into the darkness on the edge of town.
Hello and welcome. You're tuned into the best in paranormal talk radio. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Dave Schrader, along with me, Tim Dennis. Hello, Tim.
Howdy.
Feeling better today, my friend?
I'm getting there.
That's one step in the right direction. That's all we can ask for.
That's right.
We've got stories to share, Tim. Stories to amaze, astound, and agitate. Oh, Tim, another monkey story in the news this week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll get to that a little later. I'm telling you, the Planet of the Apes uprising is swiftly taking its lead over AI and the zombie apocalypse. I'm just saying, they're getting smarter, Tim.
No.
They're getting smarter.
I still think they climb inside the robots, and that's how we get Skynet.
Could be. Good morning, Dave and Tim. That's how this email starts out.
Morning.
I have a story I'd like to share with the two of you. Well, it's good because you addressed both of us, and I'm reading it out loud, and if you shared it with just one of us, it'd make it really awkward for the other guy. But, A little background info. I am a paranormal investigator and have been since 2005. I've been to almost every place that one can have a paranormal experience that is open to the public here in the United States. I've even traveled to Sarnia, Ontario, Canada for a week-long paranormal adventure. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
It's too bad.
Sarnia.
Isn't that, didn't they have a book about that? There's Chronicles and...
No, that's Narnia, Tim.
Narnia. Oh, okay.
But I spent a week in Sarnia one day.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Sarnia for a paranormal conference, and I was excited. I get to go to Canada.
Yeah.
And I land in Detroit, which was weird to me. If I'm going to fly into Canada, why would I go to Detroit? But I fly into Detroit. Mm-hmm. I take a cab, and it's half an hour from the airport into Canada. Mm-hmm. Maybe not even. I might even say a little shorter, except for that you're in line at the passport place, the customs. Mm-hmm. We get over. And literally the other side of the bridge is my hotel. So I made it 23 feet into Sarnia. Yeah, didn't get much further than that. But I digressed, Tim. This listener has been to Sarnia and has apparently been able to travel and see much more of it than I did, Tim.
Wow.
Yeah. So good on him.
Nifty.
Good for her. Good on her. Or him. It's hard to say nowadays. I don't want to piss anybody off. Sure. When I was younger, I had a team and we traveled trying to help those having paranormal experiences in their homes and businesses. Now I'm older and I cannot do what I used to do, as in staying up all night. Once a year, my husband, my uncle, and I plan a 1 to 2 week paranormal adventure for our vacation. We had a plan to visit South Texas, South Padre Island, and the surrounding area. There have been a lot of stories in that area about paranormal experiences, so that was to be our week-long adventure. I'll get all the words out eventually, Tim. Mm-hmm. This was in 2017, and our adventure was cut short by Hurricane Harvey. So we were unable to do much. However, on the way to South Padre Island, Our drive from Austin takes us through Goliad, Texas. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Little Goliad, Texas, but this is where the Mission Presidio La Bahia is located, Tim.
No.
Yeah, me neither. It was at this mission that Colonel Sanders created his chicken, Tim.
Oh, it's hallowed ground.
No, it's not it at all. Remember, he's Kentucky Fried. This is Texas.
Yeah. That's where Kenny Rogers invented his chicken.
No, I think that was Memphis. But anyway, it says it was at the mission that Colonel Fannin and his troops were massacred by the Spanish army. It's been a long hotspot for paranormal activity, and it's open to the public. I booked the mission for one night so that we could spend the night there, investigate the mission, and start our own vacation with a bang. A couple of nights later, I think I was asleep, but I could see a figure walk out of my grandson's bedroom. It stood just outside of my grandson's bedroom and stared at me as I lay in bed. I may have been dreaming, but I felt awake and conscious. This was the middle of the night, so it is unusual for me to wake at this hour, thus my confusion of being awake or asleep. The figure did nothing but just stare. It was tall and in a hooded robe like a monk. About a week later, the same figure once again came out of my grandson's room and looked straight at me. It seemed very real, but when I woke in the morning, I could not tell if this was a dream or reality. For a short time, this figure would walk out of my grandson's room and just stand and continue to watch me. I could feel in my gut that this thing was coming from the mission. Over time, he began appearing every night. As the time went on, he began walking from my grandson's bedroom, slowly making his way to my bedroom. And all I could do was watch. It got to where he walked in and stood beside my bed, looking down at me. I could not see a face. All I could see was the robe clearly, but no facial features. I did not get the feeling of sleep paralysis. I was just watching to see what would happen next. I did get the feeling of dread and doom from him. When he started standing beside my bed, he started speaking to me. I could not understand what he was saying. It was a different language or just garble, but I was scared out of my mind. I told my husband what was going on after it happened a couple of times and told him that it was bothersome to me. Really? A large, shadowy, Grim Reaper featured character comes into your room, stands next to your bed, and whispers in a long, dead, ancient language? AVS Media Demo.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
He's my baby, save it. And you're bothered by that. Interesting. I told my husband what was going on after it happened a couple times. I told him it was bothering me. When the figure started standing beside my bed and speaking, I felt it in my gut. It was a warning of bad juju. And I knew in my heart it was coming from the mission. I spoke to my husband and uncle and explained to them that this thing was now standing beside my bed almost every night. And I felt that we should not spend any time at Presidio La Bahia. As a matter of fact, I did not even want to stop and tour the place in the daylight hours. They were very understanding and agreed that we would remove this stop from our trip. I called and canceled our reservation, and I have not seen the hooded figure since. The day we were driving through Goliad, as we passed the mission, I got goosebumps up and down my entire body. I didn't even try to turn my head to look at the place. It's a shame, too, because this is a place that I've always wanted to go. South Padre Island is a place that my family loves to go to. And even today, as we drive through Goliad, I keep my head facing forward and never look in the direction of the mission. Dave, I know you're a stickler for grammar and spell check. I've done both. Love you guys. And that's from Lisa Hillstead in Texas. Sure, I've been butchering Goliad, Goliad, Texas. Goliad. I don't know.
Sure.
Interesting story, though. Here's my question. If you're a paranormal investigator, and I'm not saying you're not, Lisa, but if you're a paranormal investigator and this thing is coming closer to you, closer to you, closer to you, why did you not set up a camera? Mm-hmm. And B, why not run an audio recorder at night that is voice activated so that maybe you could capture the whispery, shadowy figure's voice and get it translated? AVS Media Demo.
Right.
Use my PB, save it. Just saying. If you saved it that way, then maybe we could figure out what was really going on. And I wonder if it was speaking Espanol, Tim.
That could be too, especially in that area of the country. You could get more than one language.
Unless, of course, Lisa knows Spanish and knows that was not the language. It was, could have been some long, dead, ancient language, Tim. AVS Media Demo.
Could have been. One that had been tried to be translated by a linguist with over 40 languages in their repertoire.
Yeah.
Heard
Apparently
that story before.
English.
Yeah. English not being one of them. Yeah.
So, Tim, there's a disturbing app that I've just put on my phone because I've been told not to.
Okay.
A disturbing app that takes you to strange places in the world.
Oh, what's that?
The game has quickly gone viral due to the strange events that have been captured by internet users around the world. It's a strange and disturbing application, and it's quickly gone viral in the past few days after it leads its users to experience bizarre situations raw in unusual places. The application is called Randonautica. Tim, Randonautica, Randonautica, derived from the union of two English words, random and nauta, navigator or explorer. So random explorer, basically, which combined with the word randonauts, which means random explorer. This game is emerged this year, and it consists in that you have to do an urban exploration and visit mysterious abandoned places or even cemeteries. The application is available at Play Store, App Store, and even a beta computer version, Tim. So welcome to Randonautica. To enter the game, you must download it to your cell phone. Upon entering, you will be asked to answer some questions. But the most important thing is to allow you to give your current location, Tim. Subsequently, you'll be asked to choose between 4 options: anomalies, attractors, voids, or paranormal situations. All of them will leave you with more doubts than answers about what is coming. When you're done the game, it will warn you that your mood will influence the disturbing location decision that will be placed on the map. This is a poorly written article, by the way. I'm doing my best to try to clean it up a little, Tim.
Okay. Yep.
Notably, Randonautica also has a web page. When you enter, a strange message appears: choose your own adventure, explore the world you did not know existed. That's exciting to me. I'm all about that, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
As long as I can do it comfortably with air conditioning close by, water, and a massage place nearby. Yeah.
Maybe some nice food, something appetizer-wise, not a whole meal, because you don't want to get low-key while you're playing this. Yeah.
What happens in Randonautica? Well, I'll tell you, Tim. As previously mentioned, the application is that users can visit a random location where unusual, strange, or even funny events occurred. However, one fact that is also greatly disturbed is that Randonautica uses an owl as part of its logo, because many explorers claim that they encountered at least one owl on their way to each location. But that's not the strangest thing. Next, we'll tell you about some of the experiences that have been collected thanks to this application, Tim. So this is a supernatural news story and a Parashare.
I see.
Conveniently mixed into one poorly written document.
I think I know where you're going with that owl, but continue.
Chilling find. A user identified as Henry shared through his not a TikTok account.
Right.
It's a TikTok account.
Correct.
Because I'm old, I make these mistakes, Tim. I'm not hip. A user identified as Henry shared through his TikTok account what he and his group of friends experienced thanks to the application. They decided to go to a beach where the game had shown secret location. Upon arriving at the site, they found a mysterious briefcase. In that briefcase, Tim?
Yes.
Human remains.
What?
A situation that was actually confirmed hours later by the authorities. How about demonic possession or schizophrenia? Sign us up.
Well, I don't want to be possessed.
Well, you could just be schizophrenic then and think I'm possessed.
All right.
Boom. Another explorer identified as Taylor asked the application to grant him a location in the paranormal category. Upon arriving at the location, he was met by a strange-looking woman who simply stared at him and his friends as he babbled words in a strange dialect. The home of the cats. The young woman decided to go to the place that Randonautica provided, but in this case, he found nothing strange to him. Upon arrival, the girl observed a large number of cats that were homeless and began to feed them. The curious thing was that the explorer claimed that her deceased father had given her a cat that she also found on the street. So far, the application continues to add millions of downloads per minute, and we'll surely give a lot to talk about in the following days. And with that said, here's an article that follows up on that statement, Tim.
Okay.
A Yorkshire ghost hunter's warning after dangerous Randonautica game led him to a creepy discovery in the deserted woods. A Yorkshire ghost hunter has warned people not to play a dangerous game. Can you hear everybody pausing this right now and downloading Randonautica because they've been warned twice not to, Tim?
Yes, I can.
Should we just give people a few more seconds to finish loading it?
Sure, yeah. We can.
All right, everybody back? May I continue?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a little popcorn for you, Tim.
That was nice, yeah.
Muzak whistle style popcorn. A Yorkshire ghost hunter has warned people not to play a dangerous game after he was led to a sinister spot in the woods where people had allegedly been murdered.
Very nice.
That sounded like lightning or thunder or a gunshot or me trying to clear my throat.
Somebody rattling a metal shack.
Cole James, who runs Paranormal Uncovered, shared 2 live streams with his followers on Facebook as he took part in Randonautica, an app that generates random coordinates near your current location for you to explore. Although it may sound harmless, Cole, who is from Doncaster and in his late teens, had one disgusting and another more creepy experience when he tried out the app, an activity known as randonauting in a rural area near his hometown. Cole said, I got told about it from one of my friends who is in the same industry as me. He's a teenager. What industry is there? Loafing and playing video games?
Exactly. Eating Cheetos.
I guess you and I have been part of that industry for many, many years, Tim.
I'm a veteran, yeah.
I'm thinking about retiring, as a matter of fact. I've put in so many years. I got told about it from one of my friends who is in the same industry as me and said he'd found the game where it gives you a location that is out of the ordinary. I thought, okay, we'll give it a try on our next live stream. Online research cropped up some disturbing encounters others had with the app, but Cole was determined to find out for himself where the coordinates would take him. His first adventure saw him wade through cornfields before making a pretty gruesome discovery. We did our first Randonaut scan and it gave us a location. It took us through a cornfield and then to some steps, which we thought was really odd. Once we passed these mysterious steps, we were in the middle of a long and wide cornfield. We were getting so close to our destination and then arrived to where the random app took us. What was there confused me and my team members. There was a human poo, around 25 tissues around it, in the middle of a cornfield surrounded by 0 houses and 0 roads. Feeling slightly underwhelmed and a little weirded out, Cole and his team decided to try a second location nearby. This time they were taken down a long path which led into some sheltered woods. Cole says he and his team heard screaming near the location on the app before the noises suddenly stopped. Then, beneath their feet, a single black glove. That's all, Tim. There was just one glove all on its own, Cole said. We thought, okay, that's creepy. Well, then they wouldn't want to drive around the streets of Minnesota in the winter.
No.
Or the early spring, because that's all you see is a hat, maybe one glove, down the road a little bit further, a boot.
Yeah, I was going to say sometimes a boot.
We then arrived at our second destination, and it led us to the railway in the woods. There were dangerous ditches. Dangerous ditches, Tim.
Then you burn through the witches, and it's a Rob Zombie lyric.
We were confused because we are also ghost hunters. We decided to place one of our devices on. The device we put on is called a Paratech. And this piece of equipment is, in other words, a random word generator. It allows a spirit to manipulate and choose the words that are relevant to your questions. As soon as I placed the device on, 2 words came out. Those 2 words were game and lunatic, which were really relevant as we were playing the Randonautica game. I'm sorry, Randonautica game, Tim. Randonautica game is the cheap knockoff you and I will be trying to build.
Well, she'll be virtual and she'll be kind of hot, yeah. So
yeah, no, it just takes you to all the places Ronald McDonald has been seeing. Randonautica.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He can be creepy though, and chilling. And at the each location, you may find mystery meat, Tim.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Huh.
Worms crawl in, worms crawl out. Of nuggets, I've been told. After feeling creeped out and scared for our lives, after venturing 30 minutes into the woods, Cole and his team ran back to the car and began to research the area. This led to a horrific discovery. To our surprise, the area we were taken to had been the place of numerous murders, including stabbings and shootings, and there had even been suicides. Cole admits that although their first adventure bordered on funny due to the weirdness of the discovery of poo, the second one left them feeling spooked out. He's now warning people, do not download the app and play this game. Don't do it. Now, because I talked about the fact that they found a murder site and one rubber gloved him, people have that were holding out the first time are now definitely downloading Randonautica.
Oh, yeah, they're going nuts.
The second one was quite scary. I've been doing ghost hunts for 2 years, and that was scary what we witnessed. A whole single rubber glove on the ground. Terrifying, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah.
We want to tell people about our experience of the game and how dangerous it could be. You could encounter poo or a discarded rubber glove anywhere, Tim. You don't know where, when, or how.
This sounds like a really bad visit to the proctologist, but go ahead.
It does. Yeah, exactly. Previous players, again, have reported being led to dark woods to then be chased by killer clowns, and there have also been reports of players finding dead bodies and reports of people finding weapons and suitcases washed up on local beaches. Crazy. How many people are going to get shot because somebody's carrying a sidearm, walks into the woods following Randonautica, and some jackass dressed as a killer clown jumps out to scare them and takes one right between the eyes?
Yeah.
Before the seltzer bottle of doom is sprayed on you.
Seltzer bottle of doom. That was the failed Indiana Jones movie, I think, that they're
yes.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the seltzer bottle of doom.
Yeah. I just wonder if Indy got away from that one, you know?
Well, just when you think things can't get weirder, Tim. A dad is defending the name that he chose for his son, saying it's something that people are going to remember.
Oh, good.
A man has called his son Lucifer.
No.
Yep. He appeared on the TV show this morning to defend the unusual name choice, hoping to explain to others what it actually means to him. The name Lucifer holds negative connotations in Christianity, as it's one of the labels given to the devil, Tim, the devil.
Yes, the devil.
However, Dan and Mandy Sheldon had been looking for inspiration elsewhere when they decided to name their son Lucifer, having turned to its original Latin meaning. Dan appeared via video link from Matlock in Derbyshire to chat with This Morning presenters Rochelle and Orr, holding up his 4-month-old to the camera to explain why they went for such a controversial name. It actually means light bringer, the bearer of light, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So we like the name. It's one you remember. It's not very popular, so we chose that for our son. Huh. I don't know.
Sure, controversial, yeah.
Right.
But it's true. That's what the original meaning of the name is.
Okay, but here's something, right? There's many people out there, Tim, who really identify with Native American culture, or identify with animal spirits. And if I said animal spirits to you, which is one of the first that comes to mind?
Animal spirits?
Yeah.
I would think of a bird.
Okay, a bird. What else? What else might be good?
A bird, a wolf.
What? A what? What was that?
A wolf.
A noble, majestic wolf? Would you say that, Tim?
Sure.
Well, then let's just name our adopted baby that you and I are going to get, Tim. Let's name him Adolf. Because it's a controversial name, but Tim, its original meaning is noble, majestic wolf. So why should we let Hitler ruin the name and the mustache, Tim? That's kind of the thinking this father's come up with for me. I don't know. Yeah, see? You don't want to... So, you don't want to have a child with me, and B, you don't want to name it Adolf?
Well, wasn't it Michael Jackson that sang... or was it Donny Osmond? I don't remember which one. Something about one bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
That was the Osmond family.
Okay.
Yes, the Osmonds,
Sure.
which often were mistaken for the Jackson 5. It's crazy how much those two sounded alike. Seriously, I kid you not.
Yeah.
When you listen to One Bad Apple and ABC.
Yeah, they're almost the same song.
Yeah, and they're almost the same voices. I mean, Donnie really pulled off an amazing vocalization on that, but sounded like a young Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Lucifer really means light bringer. The bearer of light, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I happen to like noble wolves, but I'm not going to name my kid Adolf, nor am I going to allow him to wear a little brushy mustache.
That's probably a good thing.
Or an armband, red, white, with black markings on it. Just not going to happen. Why? Because I'm a dad who cares about his kid.
But think about this.
Uh-huh.
Little Lucy, let's call him by a nickname, strolls onto the old playground, and... what are the chances that someone's going to go toe-to-toe with old Lucifer?
Oh, it's going to happen because his name is Lucifer. People are going to beat the living snot out of him.
Or would they?
Oh, listen to this next line in the article, Tim.
Okay.
Dan also said people have accused him and Mandy, his wife, of giving their baby a name that's as contentious as the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. See, I was on to something, or I'm on something. After deciding on the name, the parents were met with some backlash from a registrar who strongly advised against calling their son Lucifer. Dan claims the registrar said the child would never succeed in life. No teacher would want to teach him, and no employer would want to hire him if he was given that name. The proud father continued, "It should have been a joyous day, and it was very hurtful." Well, that's your fault, dumbass. It's like, I don't want any attention. Don't pay attention to me. Let's buy the Amityville Horror House. Not a good choice, right? Certain things you're going to do are going to bring about speculation, raised eyebrows, and contentious remarks.
But, okay, so why don't we go with a little Tony Robbins logic here? Why don't we turn a negative into a positive? Why can't the kid just nickname himself Lucky?
Lucky Luciano?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, or like Lucky from General Hospital.
All right. Tim. I just want you to know that if I was sitting physically across from you, I would have slapped you right now. I just want to be absolutely clear about that I would have balled up my fist and throat punched you. The show, besides, everybody know the show stopped being a show after Robert Scorpio left. Anyway.
It did, but, I'm just saying, a little Lucky from General Hospital, he seemed to have a good life, didn't he?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay.
Need to remind you, I think his father originally raped his mother.
Well, there's that.
But then it became the love affair of the lifetime. And their daytime marriage, got more TV viewers than anything ever at that time.
See, there's an upside.
See, I just revealed my hand there, Tim, that I know more about GH than I wanted people to know I know about GH. That's General Hospital. Anyway, showing their support to Dan and Mandy, another viewer wrote, "I don't understand all these atheists getting mad over the name Lucifer. To you and me, he doesn't exist. So who cares about a child with that name?" A third said they love the name, saying it was a great choice. Of course, they signed it Damien. But I have a son named Damien. Do you know how much crap I took for that?
I bet quite a bit. Yeah.
And especially because my son's middle name is Six.
Ooh, see.
And everybody's like, why the hell would you name your kid Damien after The Omen? You go, well, first of all, he's not. He's named after Damian, Batman's son. He isn't spelled the same. Damien in The Omen is Damien. See, Tim, mine is Ian.
Right.
Two totally different people.
Mm-hmm.
Two totally different names.
Yes.
One is Damien. The other one's Damien, which is my son. Damien Six. And Six is his mother's last name. And she wanted to be part of his naming, so he's Damien Six Schrader. It was very close. Yeah. If you recall, Tim, do you remember what the original name was going to be?
I don't at this particular moment, no. But
Darth Schrader. She was going to let me name him Darth, and I balked. What an idiot move that was. Man, I should have stuck with it. Now, that's a kid you don't want to screw with on the playground, right? Give me your lunch money. I swear your mother will cry when she sees what I've done to you. Oh. Speaking of Dark Lords, Tim, the Osbournes are back on TV.
They are, yes.
Yeah. Sharon Osbourne is talking about 2 out-of-body experiences. She's sharing some of her wild out-of-body experiences in a preview clip for Thursday's episode of the Talk at Home. Sharon, Ozzy, and their son Jack discuss their new paranormal show, The Osbournes Want to Believe. The 8-part Travel Channel series, which was filmed during quarantine in their home theater room, follows Jack as he attempts to convince his parents to believe in the paranormal activity. I've always kind of taken it with a piece of salt. I can't really say I've actually seen a ghost, said Ozzy 71. Some of the stuff he showed me, I couldn't believe it. When co-host Carrie Ann Inaba asked Ozzy if he's a believer, he replies, skeptical but leaning towards it. As for who is the bigger skeptic, I think my parents are about even, says Jack, age 34, but then they'll be like, oh, I don't believe in any of that stuff. And then the more you talk to them, they're like, well, maybe I believe in something. Then, when we're filming, my mom turns to me and says, well, I've actually had 2 out-of-body experiences, Jack adds. Before Ozzy jokes, I had a lot more than 2, but it was chemically induced. Sharon, age 67, then recalled the 2 times. I don't know why they feel it's important for us to know that Sharon's 67 and Jack is 34. Doesn't matter to me. Maybe it's just a set in people's mind. This, Jack is still not 16 years old from the Osbourne series.
That could be, yeah.
Sharon, 67, then recalls the 2 times when she felt out of her body. The talk host says her experiences both happened when she was young. She remembers both moments vividly. I had one when I had pneumonia, Tim.
Pneumonia? Yeah.
Dave, that's pneumonia. You're an idiot. For a guy who likes correct grammar and punctuation, the word is pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Your number 1 fan, Marge.
Marge.
And I also had a really bad lung disease at the same time, and then I went out of body, she explains. The next time was years later. I was in the hospital having a blood transfusion. I was sick, and I can remember everything they did to bring me back, she continues, and I was hovering again out of my body looking at the room with the doctors. The doctor said to me, I'll do anything, just come back, she said. When I saw the doctor the next day, I said, you'll do anything, I want an ice cream. He was looking at me like, what? That's turning me into a believer, Carrie Ann says in reply. So, yeah, how do you have 2 out-of-body experiences and then maybe not believe that the soul survives outside the body?
The same way you could be fooled by a magic trick, yet be shown that the magic trick was just a trick of sleight of
magic.
Hand.
Yeah. You always got to rain on those parades, Tim. You just got to come along like a big old gloomy rain cloud and sprinkle your little sprinkle dust on it. And
sorry, I pissed on your leg there, buddy.
Send it packing. But, Tim, do you remember earlier this year, I made a pretty bold statement in my predictions that by summertime, there was going to be some pretty big announcements that was going to make UFO belief kind of solidified.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is the direction you're going, but I actually heard something, was it last week, that was it the Department of Defense or one of the departments?
Oh, we're going to get to it. But first, Tim, let's talk about this. You want the definitive proof that UFOs exist?
Mm-hmm.
Post Malone has seen them.
Oh, God, that is not definitive proof.
Yeah, how about that? Stick that in your Department of Defense and smoke it. When it comes to UFOs, Post Malone, he's a believer. The rock star rapper sat down for a lengthy interview with Joe Rogan, Tim, your favorite. Near the beginning of what ended up being a nearly 4-hour conversation.
That was probably about nothing, but go ahead.
The topic of UFOs and extraterrestrials was broached. Rogan told Malone that while he'd like to believe in life on other planets, he's a bit dubious of the people who claim to have had close encounters. Malone, however, has seen UFOs and more than once. I've seen one. I was probably 16. I was in upstate New York, he replies, near the 2020 mark in the episode. Let me precursor this. My aunt and uncle were very strict as we had to go to bed at a very strict deadline, probably 10 p.m. I was looking out the window with my cousin, and it's just a light that just stays there and then just effing goes off. You can't explain it. It's a street light.
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah, it is. That's why he's called Post Malone.
Oh, because he's dumb as one?
Yeah, he's dumb as a post and keeps looking at the street light. Yeah.
Malone then pointed to sightings he's experienced more recently in Utah, where he currently lives, and Southern California. I used to live in Tarzana. It looked kind of like, it sounds corny, but like a classic force field. It was like a dome in a circular shape, he said. Yeah.
That's
weird, huh?
It's called the underside of the street light, shaped like a dome.
And I'm like, how did no one else see this? But I was there with like 4 other effing people.